Hello, my dear students. Welcome to my class. I, Dr. Swati Pandya, welcomes you. Last session, we have learned about the Mendelian experiments regarding monohybrid experiment as well as the laws which were performed, which were interpreted regarding monohybrid experiment. They were law of dominance as well as law of segregation. And we have explained, we have learned about dominant gene, recessive gene, then how they work, how the gametes they are formed, how in the form of gametes the genes they are pure. That's why it is also known as purity of genes. This law is also known as purity of genes, or either we can call it law of segregation. Now, when the experiments on P were repeated using other traits in other plants, it was found that sometimes in F1 generation, it had a phenotype that did not resemble either of the two parents and was in between the two. Like we have seen earlier, Mendel has taken stem height in monohybrid experiment, any one of the character, and he saw that either in F1 generation, one of the parent, that is tall heighted plant, uh, the F1 generation offsprings they resemble tall heighted plant. So one of the parent, it was followed. But here in some of the species, it is found that either tallness or dwarfness, it is not preferred, but in between features they are preferred. So one of the example which is discussed here is regarding the inheritance of flower color in the dog flower, also known as snapdragon, and the scientific name is Antirrhinium species. So it is a very good example just to understand this concept. And this concept is known as actually incomplete dominance. So dominance is not truly expressed, but it is incompletely expressed. So here we will see that in the parent generation, this is red colored flower and this is white colored flower. So one of the plant having red color, another plant of the same species having white color. When they both are crossed, then these are the gametes. So same type of gametes will be produced. Here capital R and here small r. But here in F1 generation, all the offsprings, they were observed pink in color. So this F1 generation offsprings, they were not at all either resembling to this parent or this parent. That means the flower color was neither resembling to red color or nor to white color, but in between feature or in between color was expressed. So this type of dominance, it is not perfectly a dominant feature, but incomplete dominance is observed here. That's why the concept here is known as incomplete dominance. So if we write this concept, we'll see how to write. In a cross between true breeding of red flower and true breeding of white flowered plants, the F1 was pink when the F1 was again self pollinated. So any two of the plants they are taken here. So this is one of the plant and this is another plant. Suppose, and this symbol shows female, this symbol shows male plant. So when they were crossed, so self crossed were made between F1 generation of springs. Then these are the gametes. Two different type of gametes they are produced. Here also two type of gametes they are produced. And when the four possibilities they are observed, then it is observed that 25% of plants they were resembling one of the parent and other 25% they were resembling the other parent, and 50% they were resembling to F1 generation parents. So in this way, actually the phenotypic ratio according to Mendel's monohybrid experiment concept, it should come 3 is to 1, but rather we can observe here that 1 is to 2 is to 1 ratio it is observed. So actually it deviates from the Mendelian concept. 25% red flower, 50% pink flowered plants, and again remaining 25% white colored plants. And genotype will be also same, 1 is to 2 is to 1. So actually here phenotypic ratio and genotypic ratio comes similar. Actually, it should not be like this. Phenotypic ratio should come 3 is to 1 according to Mendel's concept. So here the genotypic ratio were exactly as we would expect in any of the Mendelian monohybrid cross, but this is the deviation, that phenotype ratio had changed from 3 is to 1 to 1 is to 2 is to 1, right? So R was not completely dominant over small r, and this made it possible to distinguish um, as pink color rather than red or white. So this concept, it shows how the incomplete dominance that is observed. So we have learned incomplete dominance. Now we have discussed that F1 generation, either they resemble either of the two parents, like in monohybrid experiment performed by Mendel. And here lastly we have seen incomplete dominance, which showed that it gives in between or 50-50 type of expression. But this example is a little different. In the case of co-dominance, the F1 generation, it resembles both the parents, and it is a very good example which is seen in different type of RBCs that determine the blood group, and the system of blood group that is known as ABO type of blood grouping in human beings. And ABO blood group are controlled by the gene known as capital I. It is indicated by capital I. So it will show you the gene which is controlling this expression of blood group. Gene I actually contains both the alleles IA and IB, and they are codominant. Hence, when they come together in an individual, they form blood group AB, because both are here expressing their features, or both are expressed. So, just like the friends, they work together. Similarly, this concept here, the genes, the alleles, they work together, they express themselves together. Up till now, we have seen that one of the gene that is dominant, one of the gene that is recessive. In incomplete dominance, we have seen in the combined effect that was seen, like red flower and white flower, they will give you pink colored flower in F1 generation. But here the concept is a little change. Here both the alleles, they co-dominate. Both are giving their own expression. So another term we are using here, multiple allelism, and it refers to the occurrence of more than two alleles which are associated with a single locus. Single locus is an area on which the chromosomes, it is showing the presence of genes. And here ABO blood group inheritance in man, it is a very good example which shows codominance. So as I have said to you, gene I, it is responsible for this character, particular trait, and it has actually three alleles. That's why we are here using the word multiple allelism, because it has more than two genes, sorry, more than two alleles. So IA, IB, and small I. So these three genes togetherly, they are controlling this trait. The alleles IA and IB, they produce a slightly different form of sugars, while small I does not produce any sugar. So this expression is observed. Capital A and capital B, they are actually completely dominant over small I. In other words, we can say that when IA and small I are present, only IA expresses, means capital A it expresses, or capital IA expresses, because small I does not produce any sugar. Right now we have seen. Similarly, when IB, means capital IB, and small I are present, IB is expressed. But when both are present, then both together they are expressing their own types of sugar. So this is known as codominance. This is important line here. So some of the RBCs, they have IA type of gene, and some of the other RBCs, they are having IB type of genes. So both the type of sugars, they are produced by them. So this is a very different type of example which we have seen. So I'll show you the table which is given in your textbook. Table showing the genetic basis of blood group in human population. So here parent 1 and parent 2. Either you can call it mother and father. So the genes present in mother are shown here. The genes present in father, they are shown here. So when they both combine, this type of genotype is seen in offspring. So capital A here, and capital I, it shows A blood group, because A type of these antigens, they are present. Similarly, A and B, both the different type of combinations they are seen. So AB type of blood group, it will appear in offspring. Here, if it is having small I, then this combination, definitely this is the dominant gene and it will be expressed. So A blood group will be seen. Similarly here, if the condition reverses, so this condition we have seen, mother is having A and father is having B. Here the condition opposites, it just opposite. Here mother is having mother is having B and father is having A. But still group is AB. Then if the same type of genes are present, then blood group in offspring is B type. Again here this is recessive, so this will dominate and give you the B type of blood group. But this is the special condition when both the recessive genes are there, small I, then they will not produce any type of sugar. So here we are calling it O blood group. So in this way, we will see that these are some of the deductions. So students, we have seen how the multiple alleles, they show their expressions. Now sometimes, occasionally, a single gene product may produce more than one effect. So only a single gene. Lastly, we have seen that multiple genes, they were expressing. Here the condition is a little different. A single gene is only responsible for producing more than one effect. The example is starch synthesis in pea seeds. It is controlled by one gene. It has two alleles, capital B and small b. And starch is synthesized effectively by this homozygous, homozygous condition, and therefore large starch grains, they are produced. So actually here in this particular example, it has two alleles. So these are alleles, capital B and small b. And starch is synthesized very effectively by capital B combination, and therefore large starch grains, they are produced. If we see the opposite condition where small b, they appear, so opposite condition to this capital B, if the both the recessive genes, they are present in homozygous condition, they have lesser efficiency in starch synthesis and they produces smaller starch grains. After maturation of seeds, capital B seeds are round and small b seeds, they are wrinkled. But what about heterozygous condition? In heterozygotes, they produce round seeds, and so capital B seems to be the dominant allele, but starch grain producers are of intermediate size because this is heterozygous condition. So actually it totally affects the size of the starch grain. So this gene is responsible for starch grain. Let us revise again. If capital B condition is there, large starch grains, they are produced, but seeds are round. If small b condition is there, small starch grains are produced and seeds are wrinkled. But if heterozygous condition, capital B small b is there, then round seeds are developed, but starch grains, they have intermediate size. So therefore, the dominance is not an autonomous feature of the gene or the product that it has information for it. So it depends as much as on the gene product and production of a particular phenotype from this product, and it does on the particular phenotype that we choose to the just examine it. So in case more than one phenotype is influenced by same gene. So these are little examples, and you have to just remember it. So today we have learned about certain deviations from Mendelian principle. Firstly, we have discussed incomplete dominance, then we have discussed codominance with few examples. So hope you like it. Revise this topic thoroughly and make notes regularly. Okay, students? Till then, bye bye.